Welcome back to Sea Glass Archaeology, everybody. I hope that you're having a fantastic summer out your way because I sure am here down in my sea glass shanty. So I've got some exciting news. I wanted to introduce you to my brand new car. You know me, everybody, I'm always looking for a chance to make a corny joke. This is an absolutely beautiful little bottle that was made by Avon in the 1970s. We're going to get back to that in a bit. It's pretty amazing. The children and I were driving back from Dominion Beach, and on the side of the road, William could have sworn that he saw a tank model that was sitting in a glass aquarium. So we turned the car around, and wow, unfortunately, it turned out to be a vacuum cleaner that was sitting in an aquarium. We came across a pile of broken glass on the side of the road. So the kids and I were doing heavy garbage. We thought we saw a tank, and we found an amazing jug. And then look in here, I was like, I want to see, this is an Avon bottle. This one's still intact. Look, I think somebody's actually already picked through here. You can clearly see that. But this is what heavy garbage is all about, everybody. Oh, vintage Coca-Cola. What happens is a beautiful house like this gets sold, and then the new owners have no interest in what the other person once had value in. And that's really too bad, because we can see this is a milk of magnesia, and there actually might be a few bottles that are intact in here, but we have to be very, very careful. Here's one of those beautiful bottles, everybody. It was absolutely covered in oil, like all of the bottles were, but I cleaned it up and it looks absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately, it has a huge crack in it. It's missing a big piece. It's funny because the kids said that they wanted to go back to the pile and they wanted to see if we could find the piece to put it together. But those pieces of glass were really, really sharp, and there was no way that we were going to go and play through it. It just wasn't worth it. But there was still enough of this bottle that it's going to make a nice little addition to my shelf. When we saw the tank and we did the U-turn, there was one thing that caught my eye, and here it is. So I want to tell everybody out there, if you're visiting Cape Breton Island and you want to come and see me, I'd be happy to share a drink with you. But unfortunately, I won't be drinking anything out of this one. What I was hypothesizing and thinking about was how many of these were sold all over North America and the world, and then how much sea glass just one of these bottles would actually produce. Now, I know that this one over here is 20th century. It's got some embossing on the bottom, and it also has a 64 right over here, which is kind of a telltale for me with the year that this was produced. And it's just amazing just to think how heavy this would have been to bring home from the store, how much a merchant would have had to have moved with weight volume wise. I think this piece is absolutely fantastic. And it's wild because I was almost thinking that somebody might have picked through that container of glass before I got there, and they picked this one out. They thought about it and they didn't want to take it because the lip was cracked. It's going to make a great addition to my shelf up there, although I might have to reinforce the shelf because this bottle is so heavy, I'm not sure if it can sustain the weight. Wait a second though, I've got whale vertebrae up there. I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. Before the shop opened back in April and May, I went to the beach quite a few times and picked a lot of sea glass. I started editing a few of the videos together, and I just haven't had the time to do so. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna throw a few clips into this video, and I hope you enjoy them. Welcome back to Sea Glass Archaeology, everybody. It's a beautiful day, and I'm out on Indian Beach one more time, and I'm picking as many tinies as I can find for the upcoming tourist season. I'm so happy to be out here once again and have the opportunity to share some of my finds with you. Take a look at this, everybody. I just gave one swipe on this pile at the high tide mark, and a marble revealed itself. We can see that it's a red, white, and blue, and it's missing the other half of it. It's out there somewhere in the ocean. It's an absolutely spectacular find, and it's my first great find of the day. Now take a look at this totally awesome tiny little piece of sea glass right over here, everybody. It almost looks like it's a nice little piece of strawberry red, but you can see that right on the bottom right over here, there's actually a layer of white. So this is what's known as flashed glass. Take a look at these two great finds over here. For starters, we've got this nice little piece. It's olivey yellow, and this is a color that's very similar to the transistor tubes from Marconi Beach and Tablehead. And now take a look at this beautiful little tiny piece of blue. It's almost like an electric blue, and this is a color that I have found many times over many years here on Indian Beach, and this is probably originating from an old lens cover. Now take a look at this awesome find over here, everybody. At first, when I saw it sticking out of the rocks, I thought to myself, this is probably a sea marble, but then upon further examination, it became clear to me that this is actually the top of an old ceramic teapot. Now out my way, I've actually dug quite a few teapots or fragments of teapots out of the soil. So a piece like this would have been a staple in every single household for many, many generations. Digging out at the high tide mark here on Indian Beach, I tend to find a lot of sharp pieces that just aren't perfectly aged, and they're of 20th century consumer beverage bottles like this one right over here. However, this one has a really magnificent story, and I'm so happy I get to share it with you. So you can see it's got the word like and the number 28. So without a doubt, this comes from a very old 7-Up bottle. Now, the original expression on the bottle was "you like it and it likes you." So the expression "you like it and it likes you" or "freshen up" were just a couple of the slogans that 7-Up came up with back in the day to help and sell their product. Originally, when 7-Up was first formulated, it actually contained lithium in it, and it was a drink that was known to make people feel really happy for that reason. On top of that, 7-Up was actually billed and advertised as a hangover cure, and that's where "freshen up" or "you like it and it likes you" actually came from. Because after a night of drinking and your stomach wasn't feeling too well, you could have a nice bottle of 7-Up, you could freshen up, and you never have to worry because you liked it and it liked you, which meant that it wasn't really hard on your system and it was easier to digest. Now take a look at this tiny fragment right over here, everybody. It's almost like a champagne gray color, and without a doubt, it's probably the rarest color of sea glass outside of carnival glass that I can recover. You can see when I put it in my hand right over here, it almost looks like it's a little bit tempered. So this actually could have been some sort of a bakeware or a baking dish, but it's a color that I definitely don't come across too often. I'm gonna have to dive deep on the internet and find something comparative to match to this. So I was wondering to myself, how long is it going to take me to pick 100 pieces? So I'm going to leave the camera right still, right there, and I'm going to count in my head. I might have to actually fast forward it and put it in double the speed, but we're going to see how long it takes for me to get to 100 pieces starting right now. It's wild because someone's already picked over here, but they don't pick the tinies. 18, 19, and 20. So I got my first 20 pieces right over here. They're going in the bag, and let's keep on going here. Okay, well, I'm at 40 pieces now. I'm gonna put the next 20 in the bag. I'm getting there a lot quicker than I thought I was, everybody. Well, I'm at 60 now, everybody, so I'm 60% of the way there. There we go. So I've now picked 100 pieces of sea glass, everybody. The timer says I've been running for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay, everyone, so take a look right over here. I've got the find of the day. My good friend Karen just made it. It's an absolutely beautiful piece of honey yellow lemon sea glass. You can see that it's well over an inch long and it's aged almost to perfection. It's amazing because I just picked those 100 pieces of sea glass, and I'd imagine that this weighs 10 times what my 100 pieces of sea glass weighed. Now, it's got a little bit of an edge to it right over here, so it might have been from a bottle, but it's also the same color from the old lighthouse lenses that I've matched in the past. I'm so happy for my friend Karen because she took me out to this beach, and it meant that I didn't have to take 9 buses to get here and lose 5 hours of my day. So this is a great reward for her. Let's get back to this amazing perfume bottle that was made in the 1970s, but the origin started in the late 1890s, when a magazine salesman used to put strips of perfume inside the magazines, realized that the women were more interested in the perfumes than they were the actual magazines. So thus, the California Perfume Company was born. The most popular brand of perfume that they offered was the Avon brand of perfume, and customers actually started asking for Avon perfume by name, and thus the name of the company was changed. I believe it was in 1936. And then in the 1960s, the innovation and the idea came to market and brand the perfumes in these really, really unique little bottles. And there was a whole plethora of styles. I actually have, like I said, dozens of them that I've collected, but over here at the shop, I'll share the ones that I have with you. And what I love about these is, like this one right over here, I've actually created a few little scenes with sea glass. And then I love these two right over here because this one's actually called Little Blue Girl, but you can see that there's 3 other colors that were utilized that aren't Little Blue Girl. And here we go, we have it right over here. This one actually still has a lot of perfume in it, so if you're on the boardwalk right by the world's largest fiddle and you're not feeling so fresh, you can just come on by, have a little bit of a freshen up. I can see why this was so popular. One of the more popular styles of those Avon bottles was the ruby red cranberry style, and this was known as the Cape Cod. Now they made it in a whole different type of styles with the same type of embossing, so I would imagine any sea glass that came from these Avon bottles would have the neat little embossing on it that you can see over here. And I do, ooh, I almost just dropped this and broke this right on camera, everybody. So let's keep it real and let's put this in the video. And let's also put this down and not break it, even though I have quite a few other ones that I have found over the years. I would never want to break any of them. Some of you might be wondering what that big, loud, vibrating sound is. So let me show you right over here. It's a huge, massive ship. And it's going to be in port for I don't know how long. Let me tell you, if you've never been to a motel with a vibrating bed, I actually never have. This is exactly what it feels like to be on a vibrating bed and sit next to one of these big, massive boats. It's just sitting out my window. I got to keep the window closed on a day like today because I definitely don't want to let all that pollution and all of that sound into my beautiful little shanty. It's just so awesome how a love for beachcombing treasures brings kind-hearted people together from across the globe. My nice friends over here say hi. Hi. They came just to see me and hear the stories of all my fun, interesting artifacts, and we've just had the most wonderful time. So I want to let you all know that if you're coming to Cape Breton Island, come down and see me, and we'll have an awesome time. Did you have a good time, girls? Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful art here.
Thank you so much
Beautiful soul and a beautiful soul.
Thanks for opening up your hearts and sharing your time with me, girls. So we're gonna put this on YouTube, and now we have a time capsule which will last forever of our visit. It really is the best part about having this sea glass shanty right off the boardwalk is I get to meet and connect with kind-hearted people from all over the world, and a lot of them actually come just to see me because they've seen my sea glass videos and they know this is where you can come find me. Now it's great because a couple, Daryl and Roseanne, I hope you guys are watching right now, they came last week and I was able to direct them in a spot where they had a great score and a great beachcombing experience. And it makes me so happy when I get to do that for people. And they were showing me some of their finds, and they left this one with me right over here. I said it looks like a V from the word love, and the V is so hard to find, but it's actually the bottom of an insulator, and you can see I've got the insulator right over here. When I put the two of them together, the color is the same, but we can see that the bottom of the piece that they found, it doesn't have the little beading that was added afterwards to help draw the water away. So thanks so much for that piece, guys. I really hope that you come back and see me again sometime, and I hope that your summer is just filled with so much love. And of course, anybody else out there, if you're coming down to Cape Breton Island, please come see me because I love just sharing in the joy of life. That's probably going to be about it for this video, everybody, but I am so glad that I had the opportunity to put it together, and I'm so glad that I got to share it with you. Thanks so much for all of the kind words of positivity and encouragement you left on the last video. I haven't been able to get back to anybody yet with comments, but I've read every single one, and it really just fills my heart to know that I have so many friends out there that just feel like I'm a part of their family. So thanks for that. Take care, everybody. Hopefully I'm able to share another video with you real soon. I have so much that I've filmed, but time is just something that I don't have any of.